Hello viewers, welcome to our lecture series on marketing management, and today we are going to extend our discussion on a very interesting topic of understanding marketing mix. This is going to be part 5th of our lectures on the same topic, that is marketing mix. And in the previous lectures of mine I told you what exactly the marketing mix is and the way we have to look at 4 P's, and when we look at it from the customer's orientation, it becomes 4 C's. And in today's lecture of mine, I will be introducing you about marketing of services, what are the challenges in services marketing, and eventually we will talk about introduction of additional 3 P's in services marketing, because then the total tally comes to 7. That is 4 for products and 3 additional P's for services, and then we will talk about services marketing strategies. So, with this as a brief agenda of my today's discussion, let me tell you what exactly we have discussed up till now. We talked about 4 P's, that is product, price, place and promotion, as 4 important components or ingredients of marketing mix, and as McCarthy rightly said that we can offer it in an acronym of 4 P's, and that is why we are calling it 4 P's. Although with the changing landscape of consumer behavior and the rise of customer centric marketing, now the focus has shifted towards a new framework to which we call as 4 C's. And I told you briefly that from 4 P's to 4 C's, it is all about looking at marketing mix from the view of customers, that is customers viewpoint. Like when a producer says that I am offering a product, customer wants something which can act as a satisfier to his or her needs, because customer wants bundle of utilities and marketer offers product. When we talk about price, for customer it is a cost. So, on one hand, when marketer is looking at revenue, customer is trying to minimize his cost, and that is cost to customer, and place becomes convenience for customers, and promotion becomes communication for customers. So, what is product, price, place and promotion for marketer? It becomes customer need and wants, cost to customer, convenience and communication. So, it is all about looking at the same component from 2 different perspectives, 2 different ideas, and they are altogether different. One is talking about considering price as a revenue, source of revenue, whereas from others point of view, that is customers point of view, it becomes cost. And we all know that marketer would try his or her level best to maximize the price, wherein the customer would try to minimize the cost. So this becomes very interesting journey for us to compare 4 P's with that of 4 C's. But now the time belongs to 4 C's only, because we have to understand whatever we are doing, no matter how quality product we are offering, no matter how reasonable we are in terms of charging prices, no matter how conveniently we offer the product, or how proper and apt you are into your communication skills, you have to understand that if it is as per expectations of customers, then only you will be able to survive, otherwise everything is going to be a futile exercise. So, my dear learners, you have to understand that 4 C's is not a new phenomenon. It is basically only a new perspective of looking at the marketing mix from a different viewpoint. That see, when you are going to offer something to your customers, and you are going to decide your set of controllable tactical tools to get your desired results, you have to understand that you can't run your show by being myopic. You have to have your clear vision that see, this is what I want, and what my customer wants, I need to cater to that only. And 4 C's is nothing but it is a kind of commitment towards commitment by a marketer for assuring customers to be a customer centric marketer. So, we are placing customer at the center, and this transition from 4 P's to 4 C's, it is marking a shift towards a more consumer driven, more customer oriented and holistic approach to marketing, which can make you more sustainable. So, you are placing customers at the center, and customers become the pivotal point from where we are deciding and determining everything. So, it is nothing but placing your customers at the center. Now, coming to marketing mix of services. Some people think that this is only an addition of 3 P's in existing 4 P's, and that is why we call it 7 P's. So, mind here, my dear learner, that those 4 P's plus 1 for packaging, 5 P's we have already discussed. But when we take basic 4 P's, these 3 additional P's are an addition for the services, for the marketing of services only. So if you say about product, of course it is not applicable. For services it is applicable, and here I would like to reiterate that marketer is going to offer a product, and we have already communicated to you, we have already discussed with you that a product can be anything, any offering which can satisfy the customer's needs, and it can be in the name of in terms of person, place, activity, organization and idea. So your product can be a person, it can be a place, it can be an idea, and of course physical product is already there. So person, place, activity, organization and idea, even an organization can be a product. But here, to be very specific, we are going to talk about these 3 additional P's which are applicable for marketing mix for services. But before that, we need to understand what is marketing of services all about. The strategies and techniques which is used to promote and sell services rather than tangible products is called marketing of services. So when we talk about services, we are making a shift from tangible products to intangible ones, because services are not tangible. Services are not visible. We can feel that service, but we cannot bundle it like a product. We cannot pack it like a physical product. So we have to understand that the strategies and techniques which are used for marketing of products are supposed to be different for services. So what we have been doing for product, that is okay, but those product, price, place, promotion strategies can be there, but the way of packaging them must be different, because we are going to deal with an entirely opposite kind of product where the product is not tangible, because you are offering services. So the basic strategy and technique which we are going to use for marketing of services is supposed to be different from that of tangible ones. So unlike physical products, services are intangible and they are often consumed simultaneously as they are produced. So apart from intangibility, that is your services are intangible, you have to understand that you cannot store your services, you cannot stock your services like you are doing in case of product. So we have to understand that services are perishable also. You cannot store them, like today the service could not be offered, so tomorrow it can be used. No, they are used, they are often consumed simultaneously, and as and when they are produced, they are being offered. Suppose if you take example of a doctor who is offering his consultancy services, so whatever doctor is offering, that is basically a kind of intangible service. So you cannot say that number of appointments which we have missed today, it can be stored and stock and tomorrow we can use. No, you cannot use. You can run for extra mile, you can go for offering another appointment or more number of appointments on the next day, but the appointment which you have lost, the opportunity which we have lost, that cannot be restored at any cost. So typically they involve direct interaction between the service provider and the customer, and we have to understand that all this creates some unique kind of challenges in marketing services. So we have to understand that the challenges of services marketing are entirely different from that what we have been doing in case of products. So what are the basic challenges in services marketing that we need to first understand? The first and the foremost challenge, it actually comes from the very type of the product, the very trait of the product, that is service, that is called intangibility. Now services, you cannot touch your services, you can't see it before you purchase, you can feel, and it makes it very difficult for customers to evaluate the service beforehand. Unless they feel it, how can they believe? That is why we at times we say in marketing, feeling is believing. That once you visit a doctor, once you visit a place, once you avail a service, then you feel that yes, this service was actually good, and then you can rate the quality of service based on their performance. So intangibility is something which actually makes our task a little difficult, because in case of physical products, you can show the product to them that yeah, see, this is the product we are offering, and with this you can rest assured that see, I have seen that product physically and I can rest assured of. So this very nature of services called intangibility, it makes the feedback of customers more significant and more powerful. Because before going for availing that services, of course I would like to go through the ratings, I would like to go through the customers reviews, that whether they are happy or not, what kind of experience they had with this particular service provider. So intangibility is the basic trait of services, and that makes our task more difficult when we go for marketing our services. So my dear learners, we have to believe, we have to first understand the very nature of our service, that the very nature is that is it is intangible. I cannot tell my customer, I cannot describe or ascribe it to my customer unless the customer feels it, unless the customer avails that service. So we need to focus on creating tangible evidences. Now, how do we create tangible evidences? I gave you a small hint also towards that, because we can go for making use of customers' ratings. We can have evidence through testimonials, branding, and guarantees. That guaranteed service you are providing, service guarantee you can provide. So this is basically something which is entirely different from that of product marketing. In product marketing, you need not to bother about this tangibility issue. The products are tangible. So here the testimonials, branding, and guarantees comes to our rescue. So the way of taking up to this very challenge is different, but yes, at the core, what is there? At the core, we have customer satisfaction. So whatever services we are offering, we need to understand that we should be in a position to cater to the customer's requirement. Customer must feel satisfied that whatever I expected in terms of performance, the same I could get. The second very challenge, the second very trait, and also the challenge in service marketing is the inseparability of services. Services are often produced and consumed simultaneously. So there is a need to maintain a high level of interaction with the customer. You cannot you cannot segregate the service with that of service provider. Suppose if you take example of a hospital, a very good hospital, which is offering the medical services. So that hospital is, the image of hospital is being built on the basis of the services being offered by that particular institution. And of course, who is the service provider? Service providers are the doctors. So the image which hospital have actually built up, that is actually an outcome of hard work or commitment, dedication of the doctors who are serving there. So it is the doctor who is creating an image. So you cannot segregate the image of that hospital with that of a doctor. Imagine you are having a very good infrastructure, you are having a very good hospital, but the doctor who is going to offer the services, his or her image is not good, is compromised. The rating is very low. So do you think that you will be able to attract more number of patients to your hospital? Of course, answer is no. So we have to understand, my dear learners, that services cannot be separated from service provider, and that is why the role of an individual who is offering services becomes more prominent. You all understand that when we go to a hospital, whenever we go through certain advertisements of a hospital, they are advertising it, publicizing it, that this department is being headed by the team of these people. So the reputation of those doctors, that also plays a very significant role. So you cannot say that it is only the image of hospital which is playing a significant role. It is also the opposite. At times the image of the team of doctors is going to complement, is going to supplement to the existing image of the hospital. Sometimes hospitals may not be the branding of hospital may not be good, but because of that reputation of strong team of doctors, your hospital enjoys that reputation, that brand value, which even the other brands are not able to, other institutions are not able to avail. So the inseparability of services, it also makes our task very challenging. So we have to be very cautious while inducting people and their training and their performance evaluation, because no matter how good you are, if your service provider, if the feedback of service provider is not good, you cannot survive for long, you cannot sustain for long as an institution. The next is perishable. As I told you that services cannot be stored. So you cannot store them, or you cannot it cannot be inventoried for later use, which means there is a loss of opportunity. So example I gave you, unify unfilled appointments or unfilled flights, it cannot be recovered. You are offering a transportation services, the seats which are vacant, they are vacant. So you cannot recover it unless you go for right set of demand forecasting and booking systems to manage your entire capacity. So these things are making our task more challenging. And the next one is variability. The quality of services, they vary depending upon the factors like who provides it, when it is provided, and where it is provided. So these three factors are very important. Who is the service provider, at what time the service is being provided, and what is the place of that delivery of services, that where it is provided. According to that, the price is supposed to vary. The quality of services can vary depending on various other factors, but these factors are the most prominent one. But we have to remember, my dear learners, that consistency in service quality is basically a more important point for any service provider, because they have to be very concerned about the quality of service which they are offering. So now we have having understood these challenges of services marketing, you can very well design your own marketing mix, that yes, I cannot I cannot brave these challenges with the existing set of marketing mix, that is 4 P's or 5 P's only, because the challenges are of high level. So once the challenges are of high level, of course the solution, the strategy should also be in conformity with those challenges. So whatever challenges, whatever additions are there in terms of challenges while going for services marketing or marketing of services, accordingly we have to decide our own marketing mix. So here comes the 3 additional P's as a rescue to our problem, to our challenges, and that is why we call it 7 P's for marketing of services. So that does not mean that traditional 4 P's are not used here. Those traditional P's are already there in place: product, price, place and promotion. They are used for marketing products, but additionally 3 more P's are being added to our kitty, because we are going to deal with the marketing situation where the product is intangible, that is service is intangible. You cannot tangibly propagate, you cannot tangibly promote what you are offering. So product is basically intangible, and you have to understand that it is inseparable, it is the quality of service is variable, and we also talked about the perishability, you cannot store it. So they require additional strategies, and the extended model of 7 P's are developed for that only. Now let me first tell you one by one. First I will go with additional existing 4 P's for services, and then we will talk about the 3 extended P's. As I told you, my dear learners, that product can be in terms of person, place, activity, organization, idea, and also the physical product. So the definition of product when we use it in marketing is very wide. Its scope is very wide. It is a very wider term. It does not include only a physical product. Physical product is only one component of that. It can be in terms of a person, place, activity, organization and idea. And if we broadly classify them, it can be classified in terms of products and services. So the service itself, what you are offering, the features of your services, the quality, and whatever USP you have created into your services, whatever is your unique selling proposition which makes you distinct, which makes your services distinct, that is very much essential to define. So while designing the marketing strategy for services, the service provider basically decides or designs the product, that is the basic service, and while designing that, they always include the features, quality, and what makes them different from the other competitors who are offering their services in the market. When it comes to price, of course, the price strategy should reflect the value and quality of the service which is being provided by the service provider, and it should be competitive. So pricing strategy remains the same as in case of tangible product. services are often priced based on different factors. It can be demand, it can be the complexity of services, it can be the loyalty of the customers, because at times to your loyal customers you may offer some discount, some promotional campaign can also be there. So after product we go for deciding your strategy in terms of price. More or less pricing strategy remains the same as what we have been doing in case of tangible products. When we talk about place, services are, since they are intangible, whether they will be offered online, in person or through other modes of delivery. So whatever is mode of delivery, that you have to decide. Now here your strategy is slightly different from that of marketing of product. The reason is very simple, cause services are intangible, and you have to understand that whether you are going to offer the kind of service you are offering, can it be offered online, or it can only be offered in person, or through any other mode of delivery, depending on the specific type of services. Now you can imagine a specific situation and design your place of services, or you can say the channel of distribution, the way you are going to offer your services. So whether your service is of that nature where the service can be provided into a local area only, it is limited to a local area or to a level of a city or district or state, or it can be offered at national or international level as well. So depending on the type of services which you are offering, you can decide your place. Some limitations can be taken care of by opening more centers of your services, more service centers at different locations. You can reach to your customers as per their convenience. And when we talk about promotion, here the promotion plays a very significant role, but in a different manner. Effective promotional tactics, for instance, you can go for using advertising, sales promotion, and here the word of mouth publicity is also one of the important tools of promoting your products, because here comes the role of viral marketing, that whatever good services you are offering, accordingly customer would get attracted to you. And digital marketing can also be used to communicate the benefits of the services which you are offering. So the whole idea here is to tell you that while designing the existing 4 Ps, more or less the things are the same with slight changes. Like place differs, promotional strategy may be different, pricing is almost the same, and designing of product is entirely different, because you are going to deal with a very different kind of product, that is called services, and it is not tangible. So unlike tangible products, you have to understand that you cannot formulate and implement the same strategy what you have been doing for products. You have to go for making changes or customizing your marketing strategy according to the situation and requirement. So we all understand that since services are intangible, creating strong emotional connections and brand equity is very much crucial here. Now we will talk about the additional Ps. The 5th P which is being added to our kitty of marketing mix for marketing of services is people. Now people here represents everybody who is coming directly or indirectly in touch with the customers. So it refers to anyone who is getting involved in the business operations, starting from the service provider to the person who is taking the customer's feedback. So it includes actually employees, customer service representatives, and even customers themselves. So it can be customer service. If we talk about key elements in people strategy, you have to decide that first we have to train our staff to interact with the customers in a positive and helpful manner, that anybody who is coming in contact with our institution is able to understand that yes, this company is their customer services team is very proper, and it is very much engaging, and they know how to help positively. Next one is employee engagement. So motivating employees to deliver excellent services, this can only be possible when you have a motivated team of your workforce. So unless you have a strong team of people behind you, you cannot offer the best of services, no matter whatever is your vision, mission, goal and target is. And ultimately you have to, we all are working for creating an experience which is beyond the expectations of the customers, that is called customer experience. So whatever experience you wish to create, you should be very mindful that it should be created through interactions with all touch points, whether it is offline or online. So if you ask me about the people strategy in marketing mix, we have to build strong relationship with customers through responsive services. You should hire, train and empower employees who represents the brand values. Your brand value is going to be represented by the people who are in coming in contact with our customers. So we have to enhance the customer's journey by focusing on people centered interactions, and they should be in a position to communicate what my company wants. So it is the person who is very important. As I told you, in case of a hospital, doctor is very important. Even if you go to a small service center, local service center, that service provider is trying his or her level best to persuade you, and even they write their name on that signage which they are using at their small shop. I am not talking about a branded service center, I am talking about a small service center for your two-wheeler or for your four-wheeler, which you are going to use in case of small services in your local vicinity. And there the rapport which you develop, which you build with that particular service provider, that plays a very significant role. At times, even if you go to a small services for basic services like salon, there also you develop some kind of rapport with one of the service providers, and next time whenever you visit the same shop, you try to get the services, you try to avail the services from that specific person. So it is the person who is very important, who is playing a very significant role. Remaining of the extended piece I shall be discussing with you in the next lecture of mine. I hope you must have understood this very segment of my lectures on marketing management. Thank you so much.